Dr. Schweitzer for a moment, if I can, because throughout the literature, the things that I was reading about the organization, it came up repeatedly that you were really inspired by a statement Dr. Schweitzer made that said the most important thing in education is to teach children how to think for themselves. And you were inspired enough, evidently, by this statement to start.
Well, it was one of many statements that the man made. I had the privilege of literally sitting at this man's feet for, every evening, the 9 nights and days that I was there, talking on a variety of subjects. There are many profound things that he said, but that was when I started wanting to focus on working with young people. That's one of the things that I remember that he had said, which is the most important thing in education is to teach young people how to think for themselves, and that's one of the main thrusts of HOBY. That's what we try to focus on, not teaching them what to think, but how to think and what the thinking process is, and how important the individual is, and how to bring that out, and that magic genie inside of each individual, and try to get them to focus on what their strengths are and what their potentials are out there, and for them to realize that as an individual they are totally unique in this world. There's nobody else like them, and that they truly have, especially under our system in this country, the opportunity to accomplish anything they really set their minds to. It may be more difficult for some, but they all have a chance to succeed in one way or the other if they really work at it.
How do the potential participants find out about HOBY, and how are the participants in the state and international leadership seminars? How they?
Well, you just saw at the beginning of the program, you saw the poster, and that poster is part of a nomination packet that's sent out to all the 20,000 public and private high schools every September by the National Association of Secondary School Principals. And that nomination material, as I said, is sent out every September, and then the principal gets that material, makes it available to the whole 10th grade class. And any sophomore is eligible. It has nothing to do with grade points. We're not focused on grade points. What we're looking for is the motivated 10th grader. And it's up then to the school to take all those young people that are interested in attending a HOBY seminar in their state, which takes place in the spring of every year, at no cost to the student or to the school. It's up to the school to select that boy or girl to represent that high school. And as I said, we have over 10,500 high schools that have done that this year, and those will be attending seminars that are now starting in every state across the country. We have 74 of them this year. There are 17 states like California that have double or triple seminars because of the large number of high schools. For instance, in California we have almost 700 high schools participate, 750. And they're divided. Third will go, the northern third will go up to a seminar in San Francisco for 4 days. The central basin will come into Los Angeles for 4 days. And all of the young people from Orange County on down, San Diego, will go to San Diego for 4 days.
And these will all be going on in every state at the same time?
Well, not all at the same time. They're run from the middle of March to the end of June. So we have an average of 5 or 6 a weekend.
Could you give us an idea about what some of the results of these seminars are, of the HOBY seminars?
Well, I've got 6 lieutenant governors out there now. I've got quite a few young people that have climbed the ladder of success in business. We have quite a few of them that are vice presidents who eventually will become chief operating officers and CEOs of companies. We have a lot of people that have gone into academia that are teachers, professors, doctors. They run the gamut. Very successful attorneys. I took the program national in 1968 and took half of them to the Republican convention, the other half to the Democratic convention. And that's part of the backbone of the foundation. It's if I have a Republican, I try to have a Democrat, and vice versa. Basically, focusing on having role models for these young people to interface with. But it's apolitical and it's a-religious. I took them to the political conventions just because I wanted to see our democratic process in action and what it was all about. But during those conventions, during the day, we had covered many other subjects other than our political process. And in 1968 was the first time that I started keeping track of them on a national basis. And I came up with a pretty simple but workable idea. And that is that all these young people who were 15 at the time promised me that they would write me every year on their birthday until they were 30, telling me their goals and frustrations and reaching their goals. And then my promise to them is that I would write them on my birthday every year until I was 30, telling them my goals and frustrations. So I'm about to hit 30 any day now. But anyway, we get an awful lot of letters, and so we're able to track where these young people are, where they've gone to college, and what they're doing in life now. I had really a fantastic experience last year at the California seminar. A little gal came up and put her arms around me. She said, "That's a hug from my dad." And I said, "Do I know your dad?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "My dad went through your program in I think it was 57, when I had them here local." So here, I'm now getting the second generation
That's wonderful.